Hello students, so today we are going to study about the working of an eye. So in my last session I have given you my lecture on regarding the anatomy and the structure of the eye. So today we are going to study how the eye works, how is the image is visible to us. So if you have studied well in my last session, if you have watched my last session, then this session will be easy for you. And I would like to suggest you that before looking this session, you just go through my previous session. It will be much easier than for you to understand this session. So coming over to the working of the eye, light rays enter the eye through the cornea, the clear front window of the eye. So cornea is present in the anterior part or the visible front part of the eye, and it is a very front area of the eye, which is also known as the window of the eye. So cornea हमारी eye का बिल्कुल window part है, बिल्कुल front part है. So cornea's refractive power bends the light rays in such a way that they pass freely through the pupil of the opening. So the light enters through the cornea. Cornea is I have told you in my last session that cornea is the front part of the eye, which is also known as the lens of our eye through which we see. So the light enters through the cornea, the very outer layer and the front layer of the eye. The light enters through the cornea and it passes freely through the pupil. Pupil is the black part in the center of our eye, जो हमारी आंख के बिल्कुल सेंटर में आंख की, जिसको हम we can call pupil as पुतली. पुतली हमारी आंख की पुतली या pupil of our eye in the center of the iris. So pupil is just located between the iris and the cornea. So the light enters through the pupil and which enters the eye. The iris works like the shutter in the eye as in a camera. Now you must have seen in the camera the shutter, it opens and it closes. So the same way the iris of our eye works like the shutter in the camera. It has the ability to enlarge and shrink. अब जो iris है हमारी आंख का, ये expand और contract होता है according to the light ज़्यादा या कम होने के according. Depending on how much light is entering the eye, it totally depends the shrinking and expansion of iris. It totally depends on how much light is entering the eye. So coming over to the next part, after passing through the iris, अब जब light iris से cross हो चुकी है, iris से pass होके it bends. The light rays pass through the eyes, natural crystalline lens through the on the back side you can see the crystalline lens, the lens of our eye, the natural God gift lens. So the lens in a camera shortening and lengthening its width in order to focus the light rays properly. So ये lens भी expand and contract होता है according to the lengthening and shortening of the eye to make the image correctly in our eye. So this light rays pass through a dense transparent gel-like substance called vitreous or vitreous fluid, which fills the globe of our eye. So what is the globe of our eye? The eye, our whole, like our eye is spherical like ball. So this this whole eye is on the back side of our eye, which is known as the posterior part of our eye. It is filled with all this transparent gel-like substance. It is known as vitreous fluid. So the light passes through the vitreous fluid of eyeball and helps the eye holds its spherical shape. So this fluid gel-like substance of vitreous fluid is also responsible for the spherical shape of the eye. So in normal eye or in human eye or in your eyes or in my eyes, light rays come to a sharp focusing point on a retina. So in my last previous session I told you that there are 3 layers of eye. अगर आपने वो मेरा last session, you have gone through my last session, then उसमें मैंने बताया था कि there are 3 layers of our eye, which is the outer layer is known as sclera, which is the whitish part. In the middle layer is known as choroid, and जिसमें blood supply होती है, and the most inner layer is known as the retina. So the light falls on the retina. The retina functions much like the film in the camera. So it works like a film in the camera when the light falls on the inside in the most inner layer of the eye, which is known as retina. It is responsible for capturing all the light rays, processing them into light impulses through millions of nerve impulses. So there are, you can see the diagram, there are thread-like structures. These are all the nerves impulses. So these nerve impulses catches the lights and the image, further sending the light impulses through there are millions and millions of nerve impulses in our eye. So these nerve impulses carry the light through these nerves, and it takes over to the optic nerve in the very backside of our eye. So this optic nerve further it carries the images to the brain, which turns images which you can see. So images formed in our brain after as the optic nerve catches all the images it carries. So before closing this session, मैं एक बार फिर से repeat करता हूँ. Light enters through our cornea, and then it falls over to the pupil. From pupil, it goes over to the crystalline lens, and this light bends and passes through the vitreous fluid, which forms the spherical shape of our eyeball, and then these images and light fall over the retina, and where the image is formed, which works like a film camera. And then these images are captured by there are millions of nerves, and further they are transferring the images to the optic nerve, and then optic nerve further gives images to our brain, which then images are visible to us and we are able to see the things. Thank you so much. I hope this session is clear with you, and if you have any doubts, you can put your questions in the group or in the WhatsApp group, or you can put your messages in this comment box, so I can make another video और आपको और अच्छे से समझा सकूं. So thank you so much, student, and God bless you. Take care.